Hello and welcome to Nerd Subculture. I'm your host, Jarrod.
And I'm Edwina.
And we're still doing a Once More with Feeling series on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Today we're doing Season 3, Episode 17, Enemies. This episode originally aired March 16th, 1999, written by Doug Petrie and directed by David Grossman Eddy.
This is a full spoiler podcast. I'm a huge fan, but Jarrod has never watched the series all the way through. And I'm trying really hard to convince him that it's worth his time.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, well, wherever you are listening to us, I hope you're enjoying us. And I am doing this podcast, watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This episode, Eddie, what did you think?
You know me, I love a good twist.
Yeah?
Love a good twist.
The Kaiser Sose twist.
Yeah, I love it. And, you know, Buffy does the Black Widow interrogation.
Yeah. Make the person doing the talking actually, but the one is being interrogated the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of getting the, thank you for your cooperation, you get the psych.
Psych.
Yeah. I really like this episode.
Yeah.
I kind of like the return of, even though it's not really Angelus, it was kind of fun to have Angelus.
It was. It actually injects some life into it. He's like, he's just having a ball. He's loving it.
Yeah,
you know?
And as you said, what is it? Evil vampires are just super horny.
Yeah, straight away on cue. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a vampire now. He wants to bang her. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what we'll do, we'll do the synopsis and then we'll get back to your thoughts, Eddie. So, we begin with Faith and Buffy, who meet a demon who offers to sell them the Books of Ascension for 5,000 smackaroonies. When Faith reports this to the mayor, he asks her to kill the demon and take the books. After doing so, she goes to Angel and tries to seduce him, but he remains loyal to Buffy. The mayor hires a mysterious cloaked sorcerer to take Angel's soul and unleash Angelus.
Ooh.
Yeah. Faith approaches Angel at his mansion on the pretext of apologizing for her behavior the night before. She pours blood onto his shirt and a sorcerer steps out from the shadows. He chants a spell, lights flash, and Angel yells as he appears to lose his soul. Angel pulls Faith to him and they kiss before he starts beating her up.
Pretty brutal
Just
beating.
pretty. The two fight and Faith ends up on top, holding a stake to his heart. A truce is sealed with a kiss after Angel agrees to meet the mayor. Willow reports to the Scooby Gang that the mayor's computer files were emptied before she was able to access them. Buffy leaves to find out what is going on with the mayor, while Wesley takes a flirtatious Cordelia and the rest of the group to the Hall of Records to find information on the mayor. Faith takes Angel to meet the mayor, and he learns that the mayor is impervious to harm. He tells the mayor of his plans to torture and kill Buffy. Angel and Faith walk to Buffy's house. On the way, they meet Xander, whom Angel knocks to the ground with a punch. Angel and Faith lure Buffy to the mansion, where they say that they are fighting for the other side now. Angel knocks Buffy out cold. Buffy wakes up chained to a wall as Angel and Faith get ready to torture her. Faith talks about her painful childhood with a mother who drank too much and her life as a slayer living in Buffy's shadow. She reveals what she knows about the mayor's plan, which will accumulate in his ascension on graduation day. Having learned all that Faith knows, Angel then reveals that his loss of soul was a sham and that he only pretended to be Angelus. The rest of the Scooby Gang arrive as Buffy and Faith fight and end up with knives at each other's throat. After telling Faith that she cannot kill her without becoming her, Faith gives Buffy a kiss on the forehead and runs off. At the library, Giles thanks and bids goodbye to the cloaked sorcerer who faked the spell to repay an old favour. Wesley is angry that Giles arranged this behind his back and plans to tell the Watchers Council about it. Buffy and Angel are both shaken by what they had to do, and Buffy says she needs a break from him. But as she leaves Angel's mansion, he asks, "You still my girl?" In which Buffy responds, "Always." That's a nice ending, isn't it?
Yeah, and Angel's pretty good in this episode. Yeah. You know, when I first watched this episode, I was still holding out hope that maybe Faith was working
Still
deep undercover. I thought maybe that would be the twist, was that she was working deep undercover. But yeah, in this episode, she has fully gone to the dark side.
Yeah.
And has decided to take all her frustrations out on Buffy. Starting with Angel.
Yeah, going straight onto him, huh?
Yeah. As I said, I love the way that Black Widow always does her interrogations.
So is this sort of Joss's thing? He didn't write this episode, did he? But no, he didn't.
No.
But he might have had a hand in that, you think?
Well, in the original, like in that first Avengers movie that he wrote and directed, she actually does that interrogation multiple times in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it was a influence. Like, I'm guessing that she must do it in the comics. I'm not a huge comic book.
Oh well, I was thinking maybe it was just something he did, or you think maybe it was something originally from Black Widow that he put into Buffy.
Yes.
So you think it's gone sort of full circle?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Full circle. Right.
Yeah. Faith pretty much spills everything. Her bad upbringing. She is pretty pissed off about, having to live in Buffy's shadow. I think that's a good way of putting it. And, in previous episodes, she'd been trying to get Buffy to act more like her, to kind of bring, to sort of take things away from Buffy, like take away the Watcher, get on your mum's bad side, she'd been trying to get Buffy to be more like her, and it's just not who Buffy is.
No, yeah.
But also I just have a feeling like Faith and the Mayor completely misunderstand Angel's curse, that actually has nothing to do with sex.
Yeah, it was a rather crude way she was trying to get her to, or get him, I should say, to change into Angelus, thinking, if I just have sex with him.
Because it's very specific to sex with Buffy. It's actually not sex in general. It's specifically sex with someone that he has this deep emotional connection to, which I don't think she has the capabilities to understand.
No, yeah, she didn't.
She actually, her and the Mayor probably don't really understand what love is.
Well, it seems to be the blunt instrument sort of way that she does things, isn't it? You know, just attack it with a blunt instrument where it's a little more delicate than that.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
she does just, she spills everything, It's like, why didn't I get the good mum? Why didn't, and I'm like, Joyce isn't, she's not a high.
Yeah. She's done pretty bad things, but then she's not drunk all day. I suppose it's the neglect, which you've mentioned before. That,
like Joyce has been pretty neglectful. Like, Joyce definitely isn't winning Mother of the Year, but so I hate to think what Faith's actual mum would have been like if she's holding Joyce up to this super high standard.
Well, do you think that the Scooby Gang are somehow responsible for this in some way? Do you think?
Not really. Yeah. But it's also the fact that none of them
really reached out properly to her. Like, there's so many things. Like, why wasn't she living with Giles, or even Buffy for that matter? Because Joyce is completely.
Why didn't Joyce take her in?
Yeah, it seems like they could have plenty of rooms in that house to house another girl.
Yeah.
And why wasn't she in school either? She's younger than Buffy, so surely she should be in school.
Yeah. So but she had said that she had dropped out.
Yeah, well, drop her back in. I'm sure they'd take her. I'm sure Giles could twist an arm.
I think the whole thing is that she's not a book smart girl. But perhaps if she had someone saying, "Hey, you need to be in school. You need to do," if there had have been someone, I don't know, supporting her.
Yeah, well, I just think even just try. I mean, getting
then
her
again,
to focus and get.
The other thing is, but I just think
do something.
She has. You can tell from her upbringing, she has trust issues, and she had been trying to connect, but her trust issues were getting in the way.
Hmm.
But she constantly, tried to make out that she was completely fine on her own and that's the way that she liked it.
Yeah.
And it's obviously not the case.
Yeah.
So Giles, the Watchers Council, they just took it at face value. She was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know, the house is burning down around me. I'm fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
This is fine. You know, her behaviour, her lack of training, like all of that. You know, no, it's fine. I like it the way it is.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and it just wasn't the case. But no one bothered to actually go, oh, she is a very important person.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that she is an important person. I mean, a Slayer is basically a nuclear bomb, you know, in a sense of the vampire world. It's your ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
And you would really want control of that weapon, or you know,
but why?
at least,
why is
not
it
necessarily control, as in you know, in a bad sense, but at least have it in your grasp and able to maintain it and make sure it's okay. You know, it's not going to go off like it did.
Kendra had all of, you know, she also didn't have.
It was mentioned she was a potential or something. Was she?
Yes. So I think it was one of those things where it was sort of prophesized that they knew that she was a potential at birth somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've heard that mentioned before, potentials. Does that come up again?
Yes.
I know something else later down the track, but prior to that maybe, or anything about potentials?
There is a way of knowing that there's multiple different potential Slayers.
It's not the Avatar test, is it? Will they get them to say which thing belongs to you?
No, I think it's more like there's seers and stuff that can see who's going to be a potential Slayer. So anyway, I think she was in their tribe. They realised that she was a potential and sent her to a Watcher.
Yeah, and got her a new shirt.
Yes, but again, like she sort of had a very similar lifestyle to Buffy, with one difference, was that at least she had a Watcher.
She had a Watcher and support, yeah.
Yeah, she had a Watcher and she had
may have
support.
been a little more militaristic, but it was there.
Yeah, but she also had no passion in her.
Yeah, it was work.
It was work. Or not work, but, you know, it was her calling. This is what you do.
Kind of two extremes, really, between Buffy, isn't it? You can slide her right in between them two. We have ultimate control and no control.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, you know, these Slayers that do come into it, they are almost reflections of, you know, one Slayer. You know, Slayers are all different. They're not the same.
Yeah, well, they're people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So, did you work out in this episode that they were pulling a ruse on it?
No, that completely blindsided me.
Okay.
They Kaiser Sosa'd me. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know in the scene in the it's in the flat where that Skylar guy gets killed.
She turns the light on.
And she turns the light on.
I noticed that straight away.
She turns the light on without
I said
looking.
that to you. I said she turned the light on.
Yeah, but she doesn't look at it.
She doesn't look. Yeah, she knows it's there.
She doesn't look. She just puts her arm behind the wall.
Yeah, so that's when they come back after she's killed. She's killed the thing, and she's making out she hasn't been there before.
And Buffy, like you see her notice that.
I did rewatch that scene again. Yeah, and I noticed. I didn't notice her notice that the first time I watched that. So when I rewatched it, I put it together.
So
that she knew
subtle.
It. Yeah,
this scene, and then Buffy kind of pokes the bear a little bit.
Does she?
Yes. So she says, you know, this isn't a murder. This is someone's idea of a party. And you see Faith kind of get a little twitchy.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he fought back.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
And defensive of it.
Yeah. And she does look a little deflated when she sees it. And you do realise that, oh, okay, she's just worked out what happened. And she's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I got to be sure.
Yeah.
So,
and I think also with Willow, and when she got through into the mayor's computer files, they were all gone. Like it had been cleared out. Like they're sort of realizing that the mayor keeps being 2 steps ahead of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they've kind of worked.
Got a mole.
Yeah. So I think they'd kind of worked out that there's a mole. I think at this point, no one was trusting The only person that seemed to trust Faith was Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley Wessington.
Wesley Wyndham Price. I think there's where Buffy says that she's going to go talk to Angel. And I think maybe when she did go, like she said, like she kind of hides the fact that she had talked to Angel, saying, "Oh, I went over to Angel's, but he wasn't there."
Yeah.
But there would have been them. They would have seen each other, and then she probably told him what she'd seen, and then he's put it together that she came over here the other night with blood on her hands.
Yeah.
And then tried to, and then was like, and then tried to seduce me. There's something weird going on here. And then having the old friend of Giles come into it.
Yeah, so that was a little dark horse as well.
Yeah.
So did Giles know he was coming? Or how did he... That was the little part that I thought I threw in the end.
This is the bit that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. So he was in on it all along.
Yes.
But the mayor summoned him, and
Yeah.
did he go approach Giles and say, "Hey, I
Well,
got
it would
to do
have
this
been
thing"? Or
better off if he had said, well, there was only probably one person that could desalt, and Giles was like, "Oh, I know who that is. He owes me a favour."
yeah, I set him up with his wife.
They needed something to make it so that you could tell that Buffy and Angel had worked out that Faith was being a double agent.
Yeah, and I think they needed that, or the shock and awe sort of scene where it looks like he was losing his soul.
Yeah,
just to sell the illusion a little better.
Yeah.
So the fact that guy was working for the mayor, so sold it pretty well. But yeah, it did seem a little contrived how it was like, oh, I was actually working for Giles too. So, oh, okay. How?
Yeah.
When?
How do you know that? Yeah.
When did this conversation happen?
Yeah, it probably would have been better off, but they've got time constraints.
That's all right. I'm over it.
It'll do.
It'll do.
It'll do. We get it. Oh yeah, so that movie that they come out of.
It's not a real movie.
Yeah, I know it's not a real movie, but it is based on a movie.
Oh, is it?
The way that they're describing
the
movie is, I'm pretty sure it's very similar for a movie called like Water for Chocolate.
Okay, I've no idea what that movie is.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a Mexican movie. I think there was a Japanese version of a similar story, and it's where I think the daughter can't marry the guy, and she's a chef, and she ends up putting all her passion and stuff into her, like all of her emotions and stuff go into the food that she makes, which ends up in like orgies and stuff happening.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a Japanese
right. How old is this movie?
Oh, it was probably in the mid 90s.
Oh, okay. So
like
it's fairly recent then.
Yeah. Like
all right.
Yeah, mid 90s or something. I kind of remember watching it on SBS. Barely.
Good old Saturday night SBS, huh? The Sex Before Soccer.
Sex Before Soccer.
The foreign movie channel.
But funnily enough, there was like an American ripoff of the concept called Simply Irresistible.
Oh, it didn't have that song in it, did it?
No. But it had Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, really?
Starred in it with what's his name? Sean Patrick Flannery.
Oh, who's Sean Patrick Flannery?
The guy that looks like Eric.
Oh, Eric. Just say Eric. Everyone knows Eric. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
That guy. So it is funny. Because I remember them walking out of it going, no, that is actually based off like one of those foreign movies. Had you seen, I'm guessing you hadn't seen this episode.
No. I was a little sus that Angelus had come back. I'm like, I mean, I figured I'd seen the last of him.
Oh, you still haven't even seen the last of him.
No? Okay. So he comes back again, does he? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Flashbacks?
Oh, yes and no.
Yes and no? Okay.
Yes, actually, yes.
Flashbacks.
But also he just comes back.
All right.
But that's in Angel, the
all right,
TV series.
It just always seems like he just turns it up to 11 every time Angelus comes out.
Well, I think that's the problem, is that everyone loves when Angelus makes an appearance, and
Yeah.
everyone. I think this was the reaction to everyone bugging Joss about bringing Angelus back. Like, when are you going to bring Angelus back? When are you going to bring Angelus back?
Got to keep the fans happy. Give them what they want. They want
Yeah.
Angelus. It's like,
Yeah.
we've sort of done that story thread already. You can't keep coming back and going again. It gets a little annoying.
Yeah. Which is probably a refreshing way that they did it this time. That
Yeah,
it wasn't.
it is. Yeah.
Wasn't actually.
Because I was kind of
him.
like, oh, are we doing this again? Oh, it's good, but
But it was fun to see the bad guys they're just having a ball.
yeah. This time we get to have his cake and eat it. Get to be the good guy and have fun.
Yes. Faith she tried so hard to get Buffy to act like her
Yes, she did.
and to be like her, and she was just could never quite get there. And I think at this point she is so jealous of her. Just
her
so
jealousy
jealous.
really come through, didn't it? Everyone's talking about Buffy and no one cares about me. Like, oh,
Yeah.
God,
Like,
jealous much?
Extremely jealous of Buffy.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into like this pure hatred. From here on out, she is just,
Yeah.
fuck you, Buffy. I'm going to destroy your life.
Yeah, it seemed so uncalled for in some ways. I mean, she's been her friend, but then just to want to kill her, basically. Kill her and torture her and take her friends and family away.
Take her boyfriend.
Yeah. Take her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it
She
just
has a big thing about taking
really
the boyfriend.
maniacal, wasn't it?
Taking the boyfriend is a big thing for her as well.
Yeah.
Because she knows that's the best way to hurt someone is
To
take the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So, she
Straight
loves
gut punch.
loves the fact that she took the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So and even Buffy rubs it in her face a little bit about
Yeah.
you
couldn't get him. Normally, you had to cheat. You had to use a spell because he's not interested in you.
Yeah.
It almost turned into a Jerry Springer episode a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. And those damn handcuffs or those shackles in the mansion, they really get a workout.
Yeah, I know, don't they?
Like, really get a workout.
Yeah.
Did you go down any rabbit holes episode?
Just a slight thing. The actor who played Skylar, my boyfriend Skylar. That's the demon we're talking about. Michael Manasuri. He was in a TV show, Weird Science, which I've talked about before. Weird Science, the Oingo Boingo song with Danny Elfman, which actually has his song in the intro, which I'm playing right now. So I remember this TV show. It actually wasn't that bad. It came out pretty late after the film. Like, the film came out in 1984, and this came out like 1995. So like nearly 10 years later, they decided to make a TV series of it. It actually ran for 5 seasons. I was actually surprised. I was thinking, how long did that go for? Because Michael Mazzeri was in it, and he played the lead character of one of the guys in Weird Science. So
Okay.
there was kind of the out of control guy and a thinking guy, and he played sort of the thinking guy, or the smart one.
Mm-hmm.
So do you remember watching this show, seeing this show a little bit?
Yes, I do remember kind of watching some of it. I just remember the brother constantly gets
His brother's like a military psycho dude.
Yeah.
His character was played by Bill Paxton in the original movie.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a lot about this show. I just remember one episode because they make the woman who's almost like a genie in some ways and grant some wishes and all this weird erotic kid stuff. Yeah, so they are. So basically, they ask for watches and to tell a specific time. So a countdown, basically, watch. So one asks when he's going to lose his virginity, and the other one asks when he's going to die. Right. So the guy who asks when he's going to die finds out that he's going to die in 3 days, and the other guy finds out he's going to lose his virginity in 20 years. So the guy who finds out he's not going to die, so he starts acting really erratically, trying to stop himself from dying, and the other guy is like really depressed that he's going to, lose his virginity in 20 years.
Yeah.
So the episode goes along, and then towards the episode, like the other guy's like really reckless and thinking he's not, not going to ever lose his virginity, so he's trying to lose it. And then at the end of the episode, they find out they had the wrong watches.
Yeah.
So it was the other way around. Hilarious.
Yes.
That's about all I remember of the show. I don't know if it was any good though, but it lasted 5 seasons, so it must have done something to last that long for a TV movie. Is pretty good.
Yeah.
But that was really all I had. Did you have anything?
No, just the like water for chocolate thing.
Yeah.
that I found. Yeah. What else we learn in this episode is that the mayor is over 100 years old.
Oh, yeah.
We sort of find out all the details of his ascension. We don't really know what the ascension is yet exactly. But it's something pretty bad.
Yeah.
We've got a sort of countdown. What is it? Yeah, you've sort of got that time clock running now. I think that's all that really happens in this. I think there's also the fact that Willow's going through the dark magic books that Giles...
She shouldn't be doing that.
She shouldn't be...
Tut.
that she shouldn't be going through. Do we want to get into question
let's get into question time.
I haven't done my little question time.
And look what we have here.
All right, Jarrod.
Yes, Eddie.
Which character was your favourite?
I liked Angelus.
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 Yeah, it was fun to see Angelus again.
Yeah.
It's always good to see him reappear.
Mm-hmm.
When he's
But it's Angelus. We're gonna
call it Angelus.
Angelus.
Yeah, he was pretty cool to see again. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of dirty jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Which character did you love to hate in this episode?
I love to hate the mayor.
Yeah, I actually kind of went with Faith in this episode because she is kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's particularly bitchy.
Yeah.
She's going after... She
one.
seems to think... She's got it in her head that Buffy's the one that's done her wrong.
Buffy's been nothing but supportive of her the whole time, and she turns on her. And really spiteful as well. Like, oh, God, really? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, she's sort of doing that... she's not blaming the right people, so to speak. She's putting the blame on the easiest person to blame. Mainly because Buffy kind of has called her out on her bullshit.
Yeah.
And she's not too happy about it.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
And Buffy also completely saw through her bullshit.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable fight scene?
I went with Faith and a demon fighting scene. I just thought it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that scene in Saving Private Ryan. Towards the end when he's fighting with that soldier and they have that fight to the death.
Yes,
like it seems
and both their guns jam up or they're out of ammo.
They whip the knives out and it's like a fight to the death. And, that sort of intensity I kind of felt from that fight. It was like, and it was pretty brutal in the way she just sort of stabbed him like that. And yeah.
I actually thought after he turns into fake Angelus.
Yeah.
That fight scene between them, he kicks her, like he is brutally beating her up.
Yeah.
It's almost a little bit shocking to see how he is really going for it.
Yeah. And to know that it's actually Angel doing that too is a little, when you think about it too, is a little confronting.
Yeah.
So he's had to really beat the crap out of her.
Yeah, well, I suppose he had to sell it.
He had to sell it.
To sell it, he had to beat the living shit out of her. There probably also was that Buffy Faith fight where they end up with the knives at each other's throats.
Yeah, again with the knives.
And then she sort of ends it with a kiss on the forehead.
I was sad to find out they meant to kiss on the lips.
Yeah, that would have sold the fact that she was probably in love with Buffy. That's why she's so
Okay, that's
And like why? Like, because love, like it's very easy to turn love into hate. Like,
yeah. Actually, that probably would have sold a little better thinking about it now. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
yeah,
If she was in love with her.
yeah.
Yeah. What was your theory or the fan theory on them too?
That Faith is in love with Buffy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
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 She's just a very mean bisexual and doesn't really know how to deal with her frustration.
So when your lust doesn't work, you turn to anger.
Yeah, but it is that like it is,
Which is actually kind of similar to what she did to Angel too, when she tried the lust and that didn't work. So then she went the other angle
yeah,
straight away, like flipped it. Oh well,
Yeah.
I can't do it that way, the old-fashioned way.
yeah. LOL moment.
Which is harking back to that scene. I think we're both going to say it when Faith is on top of Angel, and Angel's like, "I should have known you like it on top," and Faith's like, "You want to listen or you want to die?" And Angel's like, "I mostly want you to wriggle."
Though I do find that really amusing.
Giles.
No,
No?
it's the Angel as he does the the walking punch by.
I was going to do that
of
one too.
Xander. Yeah, just walks by and punches out Xander in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I was just acting.
And forcing Xander to run up doing it. I told you so. I told you so. I didn't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. And it's another, oh, shut the fuck up, Xander moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was nice seeing him getting punched out.
Correct.
By Angel, and he has, he's given Angel a pretty hard time.
Yeah, his knuckles must have been killing him. Lying into everyone. He was really loving it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Favorite scene?
So the Kaiser Sose moment.
Yeah, the reveal of
The bait and switch when, you're not dealing with the best actor ever. He's like, ooh.
No, it's when
What did she say?
I think she's saying, Buffy sort of says to her, I didn't know you had so much rage in you, something like that. And she says, I guess I'm just the world's best actor.
Second best.
Yeah. And then Angel goes, second best.
I noticed in that scene too, he does sort of change back to Angel while they're doing this. Like he's not relishing the moment as Angelus would. Like he's kind of looking a bit, down toward the saddened look that he always has.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a good bit. Least favourite scene.
This might be due to the HD conversion. And something I mentioned last week's episode about the HD conversion not being so great. And one of the main pointers of it was the special effects didn't really get much treatment. And the scene where the mayor pulls the knife out of his hand, it looks awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose at the time the effects weren't that great anyway, but they seem to have gotten worse with the HD transfer too. And so that one, looked pretty awful.
Yeah. I didn't particularly like the scene with Faith trying to
Seduce Angel. Yeah.
It was, you knew where it was just heading towards rejection.
Yeah. So you're the one you don't like is a story sort of part of it. Mine was the technical side.
Yes. Yeah. Favorite quote.
This one comes from a conversation from Wesley and Rupert. I think you know what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And Wesley says, "And you say this demon wanted cash? That is very unusual." And Rupert replies, "Demons after money. Whatever happened to the still beating heart of a virgin? No one has any standards anymore."
I'm going to go with Faith's little monologue, giving away all the secrets. Keep dreaming. No one can stop the ascension. Mayor's got it wired, B. He built this town for demons to feed on, and come graduation day, he's getting paid. I'll be sitting at his right hand, assuming he has hands after the transformation. I'm not too clear on that part. And all your little lame-ass friends are gonna be kibbles and bits.
You psychopathic bitch.
That's actually one that works with me. Best Cordelia freakout moment.
Where she's asking Wesley, "What are you doing Friday night?" Always My scared duty as a watcher prevents me from why. And Cordelia, I have a paper to write for English, and you're English, so I thought... And then looks at everyone, what? What is so wrong getting an insider perspective? I study best at a good restaurant, around 8-ish. Think it over.
And on that day, the word flimsy excuse was redefined. We stood in awe and watched.
That was a nice Sander line, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. She also had, I'm in Wesley's group. And they're like, there is only one group. And I'm in it. Yeah. All right.
You lie!
Who gets the wooden spoon?
Because you got to have
Faith.
faith.
Yeah, she got Black Widow interrogated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
all
she was
the plans
she was
fall
she was
apart.
she was monologuing. You know, you're not allowed to monologue as an evil. You know.
I know, but you got to savor the moment, you know?
Yeah, she was just savoring it. She savored it just a little too much.
Maybe just record it next time.
Yeah. So thank you for your cooperation. Who's the MVP of the episode?
I went with Angel with the MVP. I mean
Yeah.
Buffy, but
No,
Angel had to
gets it.
sell it. So
Yeah, no, Angel gets it.
Yeah.
No, Angelus.
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 Yeah.
And what do you rate the episode out of 10?
I gave this 6 glasses of gosh darn it, freshest glasses of milk.
Damn it, that's what I was going to go with. Only it was like, it's going to be 8 glasses of milk that's been left out all day on the bench. Or diarrhea-inducing milk.
Apparently the golf, miniature golf line was ad-libbed or something.
Oh, really?
Apparently Elijah Dushku was actually laughing her ass off at that.
Yes. Yeah, and for a germaphobe as well, it was a bit out of character. It would have been better if he had pulled it from a fridge or something. Anyway.
Don't do that.
So Eddie, would you got anything else to tuck on the end? It's going to be a short episode, I think, this week. But
I don't know. There wasn't a great deal to, you know. This it was very centralized on, you know, the twist.
Well, there's sort of only the one A plot really wasn't there, and that sort of
They sort of had the B plot of them going to the city hall and finding out that the mayor was 100 years old.
Yeah.
It only really confirms what.
We already knew there was something. Odd
Yeah,
about
but
it,
it just confirms what Faith then says about.
Yeah.
You
So,
know, the mayor built the town on the Hellmouth.
Yeah, they had to get the Scooby Gang to do something because they pretty much didn't do anything this whole episode. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, well, you did have Xander being a little bit jealous of Cordelia swooning over
Wesley.
Wesley.
Don't know what she sees in him. He's got glasses. All right, I think
we'll
we're gonna end this off, Eddie. I think we should do that.
Yeah.
So I hope you've enjoyed listening to us tonight. We are Nerd Subculture. My name is Jarrod,
And Edwina.
and we said that earlier. And you can find us on
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. There is a Facebook group, and you can email us at nerdsubculture@gmail.com.
Yeah, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Check out next week's 50th episode.
Is it next week? 50?
I think it is, maybe.
Wow. I don't
that?
think it's next week.
So see ya.
No way. No way.
Arr.